Hi! Hey boy, I had a big Thanksgiving day today. I did Emil's chores and I did my chores. And I am tired. Yep. Gotta eat supper yet. But I am going to tell you something. See, Emil and I help each other out a lot. We're best of friends. I gave him the day off. If you watch my video I put up this morning, you will know I gave him the day off. And he got home tonight, just as I was finishing up milking his cows. He says, should I go up to the house and change, come give you a hand? I says, no, I'm about done. He says, everything go all right? I says, well, I had to fix something. He says, okay. Stop up at the house and tell me about it. And I'll give you a beer. I said, a beer? He's used up with the house. I said, yeah, I will. And what I had to fix, his feed conveyor, well, it's the same brand as mine. Kept blowing the circuit breaker, and so I took it all apart. I went up to my place and took mine apart, took the bearing off, put it back on his, put it back together and fed his cows. And tomorrow I'll go pick up 2 new bearings, one to put back on mine and one to have for a spare in case he needs it or I need it. And well, see, when I did stop back up to the house, yeah, I got my beer. And he says, hey, you know, Ronnie, I really do think in some ways you are my boy. I said, what kind of seems like that? He says, isn't it great to have such a good working relationship? He said, well, when I have a problem, you're always here to help me. You always loan me your equipment and everything. He said, well, that's because I trust you. I said, what do you think about me? Back when I had my stroke, I trusted my whole farm to you. And if it wasn't for you, I'd have lost my farm. He put his arm around me and says, there is something special between us. I said, well, I'm not going to go out buy curtains or anything. He says, you dumb shit. He says, no, but there is, there's a lot of neighbors who help each other out, but there's something between you and me. I said, well, you taught me most everything I know since I moved into my farm. You're always my neighbor and friend. And he said, well, I'm glad that you feel that way. I says, I'm more than happy. He said, why don't you let me settle up with you for helping me out today? I said, I did this on Thanksgiving Day for you. And Emil said, that's what he said. I said, well, look it. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even have my farm right now. Back when I had a stroke, you took care of my farm for me. How else can I thank you? He said, well, he says, shoot, I trusted my whole farm to you. Something went wrong and you fixed it. He said, you're totally capable of running both farms. I said, well, no, I'm not. Won't be long and I'll be as old as you are. He said, what? I said, well, I'm getting older too, and, you know, he said, you know what Emil told me? He says, I wish you really were my boy. I says, well, in a sense, I am. There's nothing that you and I wouldn't do for each other. We trust each other with each other's farms. And there's a lot of people say that we should merge and be farming together. I think that would be a wrong thing to do. Because right now we're getting along just fine. He says, what if we would merge our farms? Which one of us would be the boss? He says, you would. I says, no, you would. See, we'd have an argument right there. Now, most other people say, I'll be the boss. No. I want him to be boss. I work for him, and he wants me to be boss. I work for him. Now, I says, we're best off as long as it works so fine this way that we keep it going like this. That way, I can be your boy and you be my dad. He says, yeah, that sounds kind of nice. But anytime either one of us need help, shoot, he can come and get my tractors. I don't even care. I can go down and get one of his tractors and manure spreader and that, and shoot, mine's frozen up and I don't feel it. Go down and get his. As long as we let each other know that somebody else didn't take it, you know. No, I had a good Thanksgiving Day. I did Amos' chores and he got a day off. Oh, I owe him that. Wouldn't you say so? You remember a couple years ago when I had a stroke? If it was for Amos, I'd probably be dead in the first place. But even if I had survived, I wouldn't have my farm if it wasn't for him. The least I can do on Thanksgiving Day is give him a day off. And it made me feel so good. Especially since I got to fix his equipment. He just let it go and kept switching the circuit breaker. Oh shit, it don't run. I fixed it for him. Makes me feel really good. Try that sometime. Help somebody. Makes you feel good. Right in here.